So I just went to turn on my Espar heater because it's really cold this morning and it would not turn on. So if you're experiencing a heater that either won't turn on or it's shutting down mid-cycle, or maybe it's just blowing cold air when you need it the most, then this video is for you. So Espar heaters are actually extremely reliable when they're set up correctly, but if something's off and they're not working, it can be extremely frustrating and potentially ruin your whole trip. So today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons why your Espar heater isn't working, and stick around to the end because I'm going to show you guys how to get into a special secret menu on your Espar controller so that you can actually figure out exactly what is going wrong. One of the most common reasons your Espar either won't start up or is shutting down mid-cycle is because of low voltage. So if the voltage drops too low, the Espar unit is going to shut down to protect itself. It really needs at least 12 volts of power continuously to operate correctly. So times when you will see low voltage, even though you have a good battery system, are on cold mornings when the voltage is not going to be as high as when the battery is warmer. Also, if you have inadequate wire size, it may not be delivering the full voltage to the unit. And if you wake up in the middle of the night and your heater has shut down unexpectedly and you have the smell of half-burnt diesel fuel, this is most likely due to the batteries going below 12 volts at some point in the evening, and then the unit just shut itself off without going through a shutdown cycle. The second reason why your unit may not be working is because of fuel supply issues. Espar heaters are extremely picky about getting the right quantity of fuel and always having fuel in the chamber to burn. So if your unit is not starting up at all or it's shutting down unexpectedly, then the fuel supply may be the problem. The first thing you want to check for is to make sure you have enough fuel in your fuel tank. You typically need to have at least 1/3 of a tank for the unit to operate properly, because the unit's going to pull from your auxiliary fuel tap, which does not go down to the bottom of the tank. It stops at about 1/3. So just to be safe, have a half a tank of fuel and expect it to shut off around 1/3 of a tank. The next thing you want to check for is that your pump is mounted at the correct angle. It typically needs to be at a slight upslope of about 15 to 30 degrees from the fuel intake side to the fuel delivery side. And you always want to be checking for air bubbles in your fuel line. So hopefully you have a clear fuel line, because then you can visually check for the air bubbles. But if you have air bubbles in the line, then you either don't have enough fuel in the tank or you're introducing air bubbles somewhere else. And now when it comes to those fuel delivery lines, you want to make sure that they're as short as possible and that they don't have any kinks or major bends in them. And one thing that I've seen before, actually multiple times, is fuel lines that were melted because they had either been touching the exhaust of the vehicle or the Espar exhaust itself. If the fuel line is melted, it's not going to work properly and deliver fuel to the unit. So if your heater starts, sputters, and then shuts down, or just never fully ignites and starts to warm up, then you might suspect a fuel delivery issue if everything else looks good. The third reason why your Espar unit may not be working correctly is because of air intake and exhaust issues. So the Espar heater needs a clean flow of air coming in and a clean flow of air going out through the exhaust. And also on the internal heat circulation, all of that needs to be clear or else the unit will shut down. It's actually very sensitive to this, and if it senses a restriction in any of the airflows, it's gonna shut down. This is especially common if you're doing off-road trips, winter driving, or in a situation where you have tight clearances to begin with. You just want to make sure that you have a clean flow of air. So look for any blockages of the air coming into the unit or out of it, both inside and underneath the van. The exhaust of your Espar, which goes out underneath the vehicle and blows out the dirty burnt air, that needs to positively drain, because there is quite a bit of moisture in the exhaust of the Espar. And if you have it, for instance, going over and up over your drive shaft and back down, it's going to collect moisture in the low spot if it can't properly drain. And this is going to cause big problems later. So you want to make sure that the exhaust is able to drain all of the moisture away without any issue. So the next reason why your Espar may not be working is because it's locked out due to too many failed start attempts. So many people don't know this, but if you've tried to start it up too many times and it has been unsuccessful, the unit can go into lockout mode. So even after you've fixed your primary issue, whether it's airflow, fuel supply, or voltage, the unit may still refuse to start. But don't worry, it is not broken. Most likely it's just protecting itself. So again, watch till the end of the video because I'm going to show you how to get into the workshop menu and reset all of the error codes so that you can make another attempt at starting your unit if you're locked out. So the final reason your unit may not be working, or if it is working, it's just spewing out white smoke, is because of carbon buildup due to short run times. The carbon buildup can actually kill the unit, or at the very least cause you to do a full tear down and clean out of the interior of the unit. So pay attention to this one because it is super important. So diesel heaters are meant to run hot. So if you're not running it at full power, at least occasionally, then you're slowly clogging it up. So don't be afraid to turn the heater on, even if you don't need the heat, for 30 minutes at a time at full power to make sure that you're burning it hot and burning off all the carbon. And now here's the most important thing I can tell you so that you don't ruin your heater from the get-go, which is to let the heater go through the full shutdown cycle. So you cannot just pull power from the heater because your batteries got low or because you put it on a switch and you just turned it off that way instead of using the controller. It needs to go through the full shutdown cycle where it burns off all of the fuel in the combustion chamber before it shuts down. Otherwise, it's going to start to get buildup and sludgy and you're going to be spewing white smoke out of the exhaust. Always make sure you're going through the full shutdown cycle on your unit. All right, I'm about to show you guys how to get into the workshop menu and find the specific code that the unit is giving you to help diagnose your problem faster. But first I wanted to let you guys know that I have a full walkthrough video of the common solutions and the exact things that you need to look for and do to get your unit fixed. This is for Vanland Club members, so if you want to become a club member, check the link in the description below. And you guys may know this, but Vanland Club members get an extra 5% off of every order that they place. So if you have a van like this, it's kind of a no-brainer to join. Now, the nice thing about these solutions that I'm going to give you guys is that you don't need to be a diesel heater expert or have any special tools. Most of these are things that you can check and correct within a couple minutes to get your heater back up and working as soon as possible. Now here's the part most people don't know about. Your Espar controller most likely has a secret workshop menu that you can get into and not only read the code and help you figure out what's going on, but more importantly, reset those codes so you don't get stuck in lockout mode. This menu is going to tell you exactly what is going on so you can stop guessing and start fixing. Now, here's the part that many people don't know about their controller. There isn't actually a hidden diagnostic menu that allows you to read the specific codes that your Espar is giving you, but more importantly, it allows you to reset those codes so that you don't get stuck in lockout menu and then have to go for an expensive service. So this is nice because it allows you to stop guessing and actually figure out what's going on with your unit specifically. All right, so let's head over to the controller and take a look. All right, now let's come over to the controller so I can show you how to get into the workshop menu. You can see right now, due to the startup error I was having, I'm getting a message here that says H1 service and the red light is blinking, which it shouldn't be blinking if everything's working correctly. So let's go into the menus and see what we can find. So if I click on that and I scroll over to the gear icon, click on that. If I scroll over until I see the little wrench with the exclamation point and click on that, that is giving me an indication of what's going on with the unit. If I click into that, all it says is H1 service. So H1 means heater 1, so it's my main heater. You can hook multiple heaters up to the controllers. So heater 1 needs service. That doesn't really tell me a lot, and from there, there's not really anything else that you can do. So let me show you how to get into the actual workshop menu where we can read the more specific code and then actually reset this if we need to. So we want to go all the way back, click on the gear icon, and now while the little clock is flashing, we're going to hold the back arrow down for 2 seconds. And there we are. Now we're in the workshop menu, and this is where we can do a lot of different things, including setting our language, our departure time, hour counter, maintenance intervals, and so on. But what I want to show you guys today is how to get into the error memory. So you scroll over till you see error memory, click the main wheel. Now we've got two options here. H1 is our heater, and if I scroll over, then I have control unit. This is the control unit. So I want to go to heater because that's where it's telling me the error is. I click on that, and then I can read or delete it. So I'm going to read it first. And there it is. I have my actual error code here. It's P000221. And so now I can look that up and find out exactly what's going on rather than just getting a message that says the heater needs to be serviced. That doesn't really tell me anything. So what I'm going to do while I'm here is go back one and then go over to delete, and I'm going to click that. It says it's deleted. And now if I look at the error memories and read them, it's going to say no errors. So this is how you reset it. If you have too many startups that didn't work or you're otherwise locked out, you can reset the error memory just like that. So if this video has saved you guys any time, any stress, or maybe even a cold night in your van, then please do like and subscribe to the video, because we put these videos out for you guys and it really helps us to know when we're putting out content that you want to see and that is valuable to your van build. And also, if you have any comments or questions, things we didn't address in this video about the Espar unit, please do leave them in the comments section below so we can see them and potentially help you out. All right, everybody, thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.